It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. My wife and I are still putting together the new crib, which we're very thankful for. She's finishing up a nap, just got done with church, and it's time for me to organize one of our bookshelves. This will be the comic shelf. So I'm just gonna talk through some of my decision making here because we have a lot of bookshelves and we've been getting some for free. Facebook Marketplace has been super clutch for free ones or cheap ones, and we're gonna have dedicated ones all throughout the house. This one is gonna be the comic one. I decided to go with the lower angle because I think that will actually work out better in the long run. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different shelves, and I might go bottom up to talk about it. First off, bottom shelf, it is my manga shelf. Got Dragon Ball. These are the 3-in-1s for the original Dragon Ball series. For those who don't know, it is actually just Dragon Ball. The Z came in when it came to the United States, but it's all technically just Dragon Ball. Beautiful art, really fun, whimsical story about our homie Goku and all his different tales that go on there. Some kind of shaky fan service stuff that goes on, but overall, Dragon Ball will forever have its spot in my heart for being the greatest. It's what got me into anime. Shout out to my brother Tim who showed me, and I just forever love it. I also have Sandland, which was also by Akira Toriyama, and that is on the bottom shelf. And then I have all 26 volumes of Dragon Ball, which I used to rent this from my local library, and they'd always have specific issues like issue 14 or volume 14. And now that I have it, it just feels so awesome to own. Like, I mean, look at Trunks there. Look at his hair. Look at his purple hair instead of it being blue hair. And honestly, my favorite issue might be 25 or 26, the final one. Thank you. Goodbye. So good. Such a classic. So having a straight Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball shelf just feels amazing. But then we also have other manga. So we have Spider-Man Fake Red. Who was the spy again? Yusuke Osawa. This was a good love letter to Spider-Man. And if you're ever interested in cross intersection between manga and American comics, I'd say that is a pretty good place to start. Vagabond, Takehiko Inoue. I have trouble pronouncing that. I want to put some respect on his name. I mean, Vagabond is incredible. I've only owned the first 2, but I have read all throughout it, and it is still on hiatus. But man, it is a great journey. It's more about the journey and not just about the destination, I'd say, with Vagabond. Pokemon Adventures. Pokemon is way more dark than you'd expect. It's not just the anime, and I believe that the manga series dives into that in really awesome ways. My wife and I have the first 3 volumes there. There are so many different colors, which we really enjoy. It'd be awesome if it was just straight Dragon Ball, but it is what it is. So on this second shelf, it's going to be all of my trade paperbacks. So some of the ones that I really do want to talk about on the indie side: Day Tripper, Moon, Gabriel Ba, newspaper print. It's just kind of imagining a man who dies at several different portions of his life and the implications of that for people around him. It is so great. And it's just a different take, especially on life and death, because we have a Brazilian perspective there. So I suggest that to anybody. What else do I got that I want to show off? Moon Knight by Jeff Lemire is incredible for mental health. Shows that Moon Knight is an absolutely beautiful and wonderful character. He is deep. He is great. I have Spider-Man, Todd McFarlane. I'm not a fan of of this run. I mean, this is a classic cover there when it comes to Spider-Man, but the actual writing, I'm not a fan of. That is just me. I also got a bunch of the premiere editions, and this is the perfect entry level if you're kind of curious on a specific Marvel story, but you don't want to break the bank. These are $15, and they are a matte finish. So I got Daredevil Born Again. I got the Ed Brubaker Captain America when it just comes to Winter Soldier. I got Civil War. This was to counteract the DC counterpart of DC Compacts. I'm a Marvel guy, but DC whooped Marvel's butt when it came to this format. These compacts are only $10, and these are fantastic. I'm probably going to start off with having Watchmen here. I mean, this for $10, this Watchmen. And this includes all the letters that are in between each of the chapters. Yes, the font is pretty small, but that's what you're going to get with $10. Boom. I also have Batman White Knight, which I need to do a review on this channel. I have Dark Knight Returns, Deceased. Deceased caught me off guard with how good it actually was. If I'm hearing a zombie story or if I'm hearing a virus story, I wouldn't typically be interested, but my goodness, it was incredible. Kingdom Come, hyper realistic art, because we have Alex Ross. Mark Waid wrote it. Alex Ross was the one who did the art. We got old Superman there. We hear a lot about All-Star Superman and how incredible it is, and I do think it is incredible. Me personally, I actually enjoyed Superman Birthright. This is my favorite. It just feels so rightly 2000s, and just all the balancings that you'd expect. Superman growing up, Clark Kent being Superman, and his birthright, how that all ends up coinciding. Batman Hush is Batman Hush. It's awesome. Court of Owls, I actually have not read yet, so I'm fascinated to see what I actually think about Court of Owls. Yes. And then we also have Batman, A Death in the Family, where people called in to vote. Will Robin die or live? Jason Todd Robin, that is. Batman Dark Knight Returns from the 80s. We have Stephen King on the back, which is pretty cool. And yeah, classic Batman going on, a really quintessential story. This is what I would suggest to you to read if you've never read Batman. What should I read? Long Halloween. The art reminds me of Batman the Animated Series. Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale, one of the best duos in comics to ever do it. And Batman Earth 1. More of an Elseworld. It's not canonical, but it is great. It's dark, and it's showing Batman in his early days. A little bit more naive, a little bit more vulnerable, a lot of Batman. So I kind of have Marvel split up. I have some indie. I can place in the DC. I'm not doing alphabetized. I'm doing more the size of the spines. You feel me? Mouse by Art Spiegelman. Comics are for all. And for those who are young and are wanting to see that comics as a medium is a legitimate medium and a serious one to deal with, this is Holocaust anthropomorphized. So you have mice, you have cats, you have different creatures. But Art Spiegelman talked to his father. His father and mother were in the Holocaust, but it's specifically him talking to his father about his recountings about the Holocaust. And then we get to see that played out as they are mice. All right, I'm gonna raise you up a little bit as we move up the shelf. You raise me up. This middle section I'm going to dedicate to compendiums. Compendiums are my favorite. I love softcover, okay? Softcovers just go crazy. They do it for me. The Walking Dead, very dark. If anyone has ever watched The Walking Dead show and is kind of curious on where it came from, this is Robert Kirkman's potential magnum opus, because people also love Invincible. I love Invincible. This might be his magnum opus for me. The Walking Dead is very, very serious, very mature. Violence, the world has ended, there are zombies, and it's more about the human interaction. It is in black and white, so if that's not your thing, definitely understood. I'm going to put The Walking Dead first. I'm going to put Milestone Compendiums second. I don't have the first compendium because the homie Brooks is borrowing it, because that's what comics are for. I love them. They have a nice matte finish, and this is, they're just incredible stories. If you've ever heard of Static Shock, the cartoon, this is where he comes from, Dakota Universe, and we have Black creators who created something incredible. So we have Static, we have Icon, we have Blood Syndicate. It's a bunch of these heroes or vigilantes, these gangs who were brought to an island, and they were gonna have this ultimate war, all-out beef, and then there was a collusion with the government and the police force who threw this gas, who had this, what was called the Big Bang, and it was supposed to kill them all, but it actually started mutating heroes, mutating people, and then that's how we ended up with a bunch of people like Static and Blood Syndicate, everybody else who was there. I just recently got the fourth compendium, thanks to my mother-in-law. This one is actually glossy, which I find to be fascinating, and I don't like that. I don't like when they shift up the logos, because all of them are great and all of a sudden you have one that looks different. I don't know why that happens. Starman. This is hefty. You can knock somebody out with this, man. You can knock someone out with compendiums in general. Oh, what is a compendium? Compendium is taking a portion of the run. So you have different writers and artists, but if they have, like, let's say 112 issues, then you can maybe have 60 of those issues in Compendium 1, and then the other, 62 or other 60 in Compendium 2. So depending on how long a run is, this is just the way to collect it all in a soft cover format. Starman, a pretty niche corner of the DC universe, and just alongside the old heroes of old, like the old Jay Garrick Flash and a lot of those old heroes. We also have Starman, who he gets his power with this rod. And so this is the son of the original Starman, and he's a little bit more rough around the edges, which I really like. A lot of dialogue in Starman, so if you've never read Starman, be ready for that. Usagi Yojimbo, you might know Usagi from TMNT, but he is his own IP, and he is a samurai rabbit. A lot about honor. He's incredible. I love him. Batman Black and White Compendium. I have yet to read this, but it's an anthology series. Bone, legendary for a reason. We have three cousins, Phone Bone, Smiley Bone, Phony Bone, who are run out of Boneville because Phony Bone is running schemes. I have tabs on it because, yes, Bone is that serious. Beautiful. We have our top shelf. Hopefully my head is in frame a little bit. I'll just bend down. This is going to be for Omnibuses. I wish I enjoyed Omnibuses a lot more. I do like them, but it just makes my neck hurt depending on like how I'm sitting. But so far we just have one. Do I have one or two? I have one DC Omnibus, and this is the Kevin Smith run. And also I think, yeah, it continues on. It has a bunch of different people in their run, but this is kind of the Green Arrow that people are used to seeing art style wise when it comes to it just being a little bit more like the animated series. I have Batman Under the Red Hood. So this is the hardcover. So it's not an omnibus, but I'm going to have some hardcovers on the shelf. Pretty enjoyable run. I did like it. I don't know, like 6 out of 10, just about. This is a hardcover, and this is the Guardian Devil run for Daredevil. Alex Maleev and Brian Michael Bendis' run, their legendary run, follows up after this. Spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. This is the run where Bullseye kills Karen Page and what ensues. Also, we have a possessed demon baby in the start, so it is a pretty crazy run, and it ends up developing into something absolutely incredible. So I'll put that here next to Eternals. This is the Neil Gaiman run. Yes, I know. If you've never read the original Ultimate Spider-Man, it is worth your time. People aren't capping. Ultimate Spider-Man is so good. It's like an amazing reimagining of so many of the events that we come to know and love, so many of the characters. Peter Parker in the beginning is a genuine 14-year-old. It doesn't feel like how do you do fellow kids. It really does feel like Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley really understood the stakes and what it means to be a teenager, what it means to be Spider-Man. Black Panther by Christopher Priest. I have Omnibus 1 and 2. That is the full run. I have not read 2 yet. It still has the wrapping on it. It really feels kind of like Pulp Fiction-y, Fight Club-y. It feels like a movie in the way that the paneling happens. And it's really told from the perspective of Agent Ross and his dealings with our favorite Wakandan, T'Challa. Really awesome. I mean, it really shaped modern Black Panther as we know it in terms of technology, in terms of how he acts, how he interacts with American politics. So that will go next to volume 2, of course. Shout out to Fanaticals. I got this Black Cat Omnibus for $36. This was one that I went against my rule. I knew that I wanted to see this run eventually, and I knew that this Omnibus was going to be a little bit harder to track down at market price or below market price. So when I saw it on sale, I copped it. I haven't read it yet. If I don't like it, then it'll go to a homie. Barry Windsor Smith, Monsters. I actually don't know too much about this. I saw it on sale and I added it to my Christmas list. My brother Tim got it for me. I know it's black and white. I know Barry Windsor Smith spent a lot of time on it. I haven't read Barry Windsor Smith's Weapon X, and I really want to add that as well. But what a great format. So that will actually go up front before any of the ones. And then for the last one, H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness, Go Tanabe. This is his manga adaptation, Dark Horse. This is one of the sickest. I mean, look at this. Look at the silver. And then if I open it up, it really reminds me of my homie Jake's art. He's so talented, but just really fine penciling. You have to look really deep because it's some horrific stuff that's happening, but that art is really, really good. If you have not read At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft, I suggest it. But if you want a little softer, easier approach at first, then yeah, read the manga there. Okay, I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. One of those might fall in the middle of the night and scare us, but that's okay. But look how beautiful that is. It has space to grow. I don't want it to overflow, nothing insane. We got omnibuses looking beautiful. Got our compendiums. Looking beautiful. Look at that space. Hand for scale. I don't have a banana for scale. I know that's a funny Reddit as well. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. If you haven't read that, get ready because the movie is coming out. Look at that. We're looking nice. Nice and beautiful. The premiere is next to the compacts and the Dragon Ball shelf. Putting the books on a bookshelf is so satisfying. And we have different rooms where we'll also have more shelves for theological books, Bibles, for fiction books, nonfiction, and it'll be cool if we maybe just theme it out in that way as well. But it just, look at that. Come on, man. Come on. I could fit in that space. It's beautiful. Love it. I'd love to hear, or I'd love to see everyone else's bookshelves too, and just how you kind of organize and get some thoughts. Do you do it alphabetized? Do you do it the way that I did it, hardcover and softcover, trade paperbacks? How do you organize? Please let me know. If not, more power to you. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time.